Hello, my friend. Mr. Horace here. This is part two of the times. They are a changing. So, so that's the guitar, pretty much. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, in the five Bob Dylan songs, I am presenting. So I just decided, in this repertoire, in this folk rock series, my plan is going to be going from the easiest piece in terms of the guitar to the hardest. So when I'm like right now, I'm doing the recording Bob Dylan songs. So I started with Mr. Tambourine Man. In terms of guitar playing, that was the least challenging, the least difficult. And then this one has, a little more because of, this is a little, you know. Little more difficult, advanced, than Mr. Tambourine Man. So going from the least to the most. In other way you can say it's from, the least amount of finger picking, to the most amount of finger style. So, classical, the style of classical guitar from the least to the most. You can also use Nietzsche's idea of the Apollonian and Dionysian. Strumming. So strumming and finger picking, finger style. Strumming is Dionysian. Finger picking is Apollonian because it's order. Apollo. It's order, reason, pattern. That's all about finger picking. So, you can also say that it's from the least Apollonian to the most Apollonian. Or from the most Dionysian to the least Dionysian. So anyway, that is the way I'm arranging here in the folk rock series. So if I'm doing, for example, next after Bob Dylan, I'm going into Paul Simon Garfunkel, and we're gonna do the same thing. Start from the least, complicated to the most. So that's something I want to share with you. So. Come, writers and critics who prophesize with your pen, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again, sorry. And don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin. And there's no telling who that is naming. For the loser now will be later to win. All the times they are changing. Second verse now. Second verse here. In the past, writers and critics, they write, they write to prophesize. To share with us, their insight about different things, about future. That's why, Bob Dylan, Mr. Dylan used prophesize. Prophesize. Keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. Don't speak to some. So now here, I'm gonna suggest, we're gonna change the word, because in the past, yes, writers, critics, they prophesize. They write to prophesize. But today, because things have changed so much. That's the point of the song. Times they have changing. In 2020, writers and critics, they don't write to prophesize. They don't prophesize with their pen. Okay, so I'm gonna change here. Come writers and critics who fantasize with your pen. Fantasize with your pen. Okay, or we can say, come writers and critics who fabricate with your pen. Fabricate. Today's writers and critics, they fabricate, actually. They don't fantasize. But they fantasize. They don't prophesize. They fabricate, which is a nicer word for saying lying. We don't want to say, hey, come writers and critics who lie with your who lie with your pen. Come writers and critics who lie with your pen. That doesn't sound very good in lyrics. But you can say, okay, come writers and critics who mislead with your pen. Mislead is a better word than lying. Saying, or come writers and critics who brainwash with your pen. Brainwash, it's negative, but it's better than lying. Writers and critics who misinform with your pen. Misinform is also okay. And the last thing, that last word, you can also use is come writers and critics who mesmerize with your pen. Mesmerize. Oh, that's one more word, come writers and critics who confuse with your pen. Confusing people, make people, confused. So those are the things, that's what's happening now, right now. Okay, and the writer and critics, really, we can expand that to really can refer to the entire, news media, mass media. Come, mass media, news media, come, mass media, news media, who mislead with your pen. Because that's what's going on, and Mr. Dylan saw that. It's incredible. 55 years ago, he saw that. He knows that in 2020, that's going to happen. And keep your eyes wide, keep your eyes wide, and the chance won't come again. It's really true. Because things cannot get worse. This is the worst. It's not gonna happen again, I think. Because we have reached the lowest point in we're talking about American, the Western world reached the lowest point in its development. So the chance is not going to come again. So please keep your eyes wide. Keep your eyes wide. Keep your eyes wide. The chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon. Don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin. Now, of course, we know, you guys all know what that's, that it's referring to. It's so obvious. I mean, it's so apparent, And in America, in 2 days, you're gonna have the presidential election. I mean, everybody knows what's gonna happen. I mean, so because Bob Dylan, he saw this. I mean, he knew, this is gonna be the result of the presidential election. I mean, he said, there's no telling who that is naming. See? Well, a loser now will be later to win. All the times they are changing. So, I mean, we know what's gonna happen. Trump's gonna win, landslide. I mean, it's gonna be a landslide victory for Trump. But the Democrats in America, Joe Biden, is going to make trouble. They're gonna make trouble, and they're gonna probably, they're gonna find a lot of ballots, and so hey, the thing is, there's no telling who's naming, right? And because for the loser now will be later to win. The loser is going to win later. How? I mean, I don't know if how can the loser be later to win? If it's not through cheating. Right. I mean, if you don't change this, unless you change the criteria of the game, of the competition, that's one way you can change the result. The loser become the winner. The winner become a loser, right? Or the second route or path is cheating. Then the loser become the winner become the loser. All the times they are changing. Because times have changed. Times have changed so much that today, in 2020 in America, cheating is lying, cheating, changing, everything, changing the rules of whatever, any system or institution or whatever. The rule of democracy, for example. That happens every day. That happens, all the time, So, see, this verse is about the presidential election, 2020. For the loser now. We know the loser is gonna be now. It's gonna be Joe Biden. For the loser now. Will be later to win. He's gonna be declared a winner. I hope not. For the times they are changing. See how? What kind of prophet, amazing prophet, Mr. Dylan, Bob Dylan is. He could foresee this happening 55 years ago, it's incredible. So anyway, I was going to try to do 2 verses in this video, but sorry, it's just too much to talk about. Too much, in this song. So I only did 1. So anyway, I'm gonna, I have to do the 3rd verse, in the next video. So I hope this makes sense. This interpretation, this analysis makes sense to you. Okay. Yeah. The writers and the critics, what they do has been completely changed, become the opposite of the past. And this leads to the next, verse. We're gonna actually to the central theme of the song. It's about inversion. well, the point of inversion, because the loser now become the winner. That is inversion. Okay, anyway, it's 15 minutes, so I'll talk to you, in the next video. Bye.